Hi, it's Kylie The Jellyfish. This is part 2 of my Q&A that I started yesterday. And today, it's Wednesday, and today I'm like really sick. Like I've been sick for the past I've been sick since Monday, but I'm not feeling good at all. I was like coughing up blood and just feel crappy right now. But I went home from school early because I could not handle school. Other people ask questions after I finish my Q&A. I will start off with my friend Ronnie. He asked me, what is the meaning of life and why are waffles round but also very square? I guess obviously this is a really silly question, but the meaning of life, oh man. I had a whole entire speech about this and I never uploaded it. I don't think I uploaded it. Did I? No, I didn't upload it. I just wrote an entire paper kind of about mindsets and how that affects everything. I'm saving that question for another day because I'm building up. I probably should write a book about this because I have tons of theories that I've written notes down into my personal notebook, and I was gonna write a personal essay about it, but looking at it now, I think it's going to turn into a book one day, so I'm just not going to answer that question yet. And why are waffles round but also very square? Because they want to be, they had a dream and they wanted to be round and square at the same time. And they achieved that goal, and I'm very proud of them, waffles, so congrats, waffles. What part of the gummy bear do you prefer eating first? I thought about this question really hard, and I think sometimes I eat the head first, but sometimes I eat the whole thing. In general, gummy bears aren't really my favorite. I like gummy worms better. Tommy's the one that eats the gummy bears. He eats gummy bears all the time. If I do eat one part first before any other part, it will be the head. I usually just eat the whole thing. If I had a gummy bear like this big though, if I had one of those really crazy ones that was crazy, I don't know, I would probably eat the whole body and save the head so I could play with it or something, because that would be cool. Imagine just having a gummy bear foot last. That's not fun. Sorry if I'm not talking loud, my throat really hurts. Sorry. Also, I wanted to show my makeup a bit because I'm proud of it. I tried so hard on my makeup today and I ended up only going to 2 periods. What's your favorite hair color you've dyed it so far? And if you had tried to choose one hair color for the rest of your life, what would it be? My favorite hair color that I've ever had so far is, I think, lilac purple, a pastel purple color. That was the color that I got most compliments with, and I thought it suited me real well because I have this thing, I forgot what it's called. BuzzFeed had a video about it and I realized I had that, but it was something where you associate letters with numbers or colors with letters or colors with words, or you have those associations in your brain that when you think of this thing, you think of that as well with it, even though they don't really have associations. A lot of people associate school subjects with colors, but for me, I associate a lot of my moods and feelings that I don't know how to explain otherwise with colors. Sometimes I'll explain I don't know why, but I feel really blue, but that doesn't necessarily mean I feel sad. Blue for me, where no one understands what I mean when I say a warm blue, sort of a warmer blue, and I don't even know what that exactly means, but maybe a periwinkle, I have no idea. But then sometimes I'm I feel kind of like a sunset orange, pink hues, purple, and different shades of purple has always been the color that makes me feel confident about myself, and it's the one that feels most like me, just in general me as Kylie. I just think purple, and I've always been like that. Purple is the color of my soul, so putting it on the outside of my body really makes it feel like I'm showing off what's on the inside, and it's really nice. And so I guess that would also be the color I wish I would have for the rest of my life, if I had to have a color for the rest of my life that I couldn't change. If I had to have a natural color for the rest of my life that I could dye on top of, but that would be my natural hair color forever, would be white. I would want to be born with white hair and have white hair just on the top of my head grow out white hair so I could like play with a bunch of pastel colors without having to bleach my hair. If you could get it tattooed, what would you do and what would it be? Salutes from Monterey. Hi, Monterey. That's a place in Canada, right? I have no idea. Dude, don't like judge me. I don't know where that is. But hey, I have a huge tattoo plan, and none of them are solid plans. Like, I don't have anything extremely planned out. Like, I have my tears, and I have my heart that resembles me in a way that, like, so I have like 4 cousins, and all 4 of us like represent one of the symbols, because if you look up what the meanings of card suits are, like the spade, diamond, heart, and club, they all have different symbolic meanings to them, and I associate most with heart. And that wasn't my choice. Like, I would have chosen clubs as my favorite, but hearts, like everything that it means, stands for me mostly. So that one symbolizes me. And fire, I have that on my ankle. That's a symbol for fire. It's a triangle. People are like Illuminati, but I don't care. It's like fire for me. I want to get a lot of tattoos, and none of them are solid plans. I know that I do really love thigh tattoos. I want 2 really amazing thigh pieces, and I'm gonna think long and hard for at least 10 years before I get them. And I'm definitely going to I'm gonna pick a specific artist to go to. No matter where he is in the world or where she is in the world, I will go to that artist just to get the perfect tattoos. I've never liked gray shading tattoos, and I've never liked, I like colorful tattoos. I love colorful and vibrant colors in tattoos, but I don't want them on myself. I want to stay with a really simple theme of just black ink, and I want it to be all dot work and line work. And I like unfinished tattoos. I don't know, like, if that's really weird. Like, I like it when you see like the outline, the black outline of the tattoo before it's colored in. I just think it looks really nice when it's just an outline of colors, like without the colors, like just an outline of the shape of a tattoo before it gets colored in. The only shadings I would do would be like with dot work, and I might do colors, but I would do extremely mute colors, like very mute pastels and unsaturated colors. I definitely want something that has to do with antlers or deer, because for some reason I've just always loved deer, and I put deer in all of my art, like, as much as I can. If I ever get any tattoos with words on them, I want it to be in typewriter font. Like, I have a whole list, and I have a sketch drawing of my body, and then I have like ideas of tattoos that I might want sketched onto my body, but I'm not going to show that to you guys. I'm not going to show you the list either, because there's a lot of tattoo ideas that I don't want to share yet, and especially because they're not solid ideas. They're just things that I think would be really meaningful to me if I had them on my body, and ideas that like I could incorporate into a tattoo, but not necessarily something that I am 100% sure I want to put on my body. Okay, if you had the power to shapeshift into an animal, what animal would you choose? I would probably choose a deer. I would be a doe, but I love antlers, so I don't know. I would totally be a mermaid, but I don't know if that counts as an animal. A snake or something? I know that sounds terrible. It's like, I would be a snake. But if I had to choose anything living, I would choose like a plant. Like, I would choose a mangrove tree, or a like weeping willow tree, or a, a rose, or a plant like an orchid or something. I would love to be a plant. I would rather be a plant than any animal. Deer are very beautiful and graceful animals. There are probably other choices I might have if I sat down and thought about it for a few days, but yeah. Aw, you look like Sully, and thank you, because like, yeah, my hair looks like Sully. So my question must be, what's your favorite Disney movie? My favorite Disney movie has always been The Little Mermaid, but I like not recently, well, my whole life since I was like a baby, my favorite Disney movie was The Little Mermaid, until Tangled came out, and Tangled is still one of my absolute favorites, but I'm not sure if I like Tangled or Little Mermaid more. I really love Inside Out because I think it's very important for kids to know like all of that about life and everything, and it's a very gentle way of putting it to kids of how like your brain works and how like you can be depressed, and growing up things can happen that aren't gonna go your way, and you need to learn how to handle those things. Like, that's a very good life lesson. I think that movie is a very important movie, and I applaud Disney for that. My favorite story based off of like anything Disney would have to be Lilo and Stitch, though. I love Lilo and Stitch. I watched like every single episode of the show, and I watched like all the movies all the time when I was little. If you could be anywhere for a day, where would you be?
In your house behind your curtains.
Just kidding. I would like to be woods. I don't know. Does that sound absolutely lame? Japan. I'd love to be a mermaid and swim down to the bottom of the ocean and play with all the animals in the ocean. I don't know. I really don't know. I never really cared about flying, but I've always cared about being able to breathe underwater. So I can see all the creatures under the ocean, and I want to see the Loch Ness Monster. I want to know what it is down there that keeps on moving and messing up all the mapping systems, because I am so curious. The one thing I do not want to ever see, though, is a gulper eel. Oh my god. That's one of my biggest fears. I remember when I was little, like very little, like a toddler little, like maybe like 6 or something, I had a huge, horrible nightmare that has haunted me to this day, of a giant gulper eel, like bigger than a school bus. Just the head bigger than a school bus. It was swimming through like this huge pool, and it was like, look at the time, this time is when he feeds, and I looked at the clock and it was that time, and so then we were freaking out like, oh my god, what does he eat? And then he broke out into the sewer system, and then I remember I was like climbing up a stop sign or something, because he was like busting all of the like drains open in the streets, and he started eating people, and I've been terrified of gulper eels ever since. Are you dating Tommy or Ian or both, or are you just really good friends still with Tommy? I'm not dating anyone right now. I'm not dating either of them. Yeah, Tommy and I are very good friends though. It's honestly just like comforting to have him in my life, because I was so close to him before, and like we were best friends before we started dating anyways, and it was just like really comfortable to have him like around, because I miss like his whole family too. Like we had, like our parents were very close friends. Our neighbors were like friends and stuff. I was friends with his neighbors too. Like we all just had these really big like relationships with everyone involved in our relationship. So like it really wasn't just him. It was like they were like a family to me. And so like having him back in my life has really like been refreshing to like have all those people again, as well as Tommy, because he's a really good friend. One of those people that I will like always cherish as being a part of my life. I'm pretty sure those are all of the questions that I got on Instagram. I got one more question on Snapchat though. This question is, when did you become emo / and or scene? I went through, like literally ever since like maybe 4th grade or something, I was always obsessed with like darker fashion, like alternative fashion, which would be like falling under the categories of like emo, scene, goth, punk, like all of those, over the whole spectrum. I was just interested in it in general. I had really big influences like through movies like Tim Burton, and like a lot of horror films, and a lot of creepier type movies and stuff with like, I don't know, people that looked like that, and I wanted to look, on the darker side of fashion. Not even so much as the darker side of fashion, the more of just the alternative side of fashion. because there's like pastel, goth, and everything. But I started actually legit going through my emo phase 8th grade year, probably like halfway through the year. I remember I was dating my first boyfriend at the time, Cameron, and he like kept calling me goth, and I got upset about it. And I got my first emo/scene haircut in freshman year, and that was exciting for me, but then I cut it too much, and I kept cutting it, and I kept cutting it, and then I ended up being a jellyfish head. So yeah, that was not good. But I wouldn't say like I'm in my scene phase anymore at all. Like really, I'm not. I will admit, like I feel like it also depends on the music you listen to, and I do listen to a few more like emo bands, but and I listen to like Ghost Town, which is scene AF. I still know all the lyrics to my favorite Blood on the Dance Floor songs. I never was a fan of them. I only had their songs on my phone as a joke to play around my friends. But over time of like hearing the songs so often, I would like learn the lyrics, and then I started singing them as a joke. Like I never legit liked them. I just liked joking around that I liked them because everyone would like call me scene, and I'd be like, yeah, Blood on the Dance Floor, and just joke around with them going with it, you know. But I was never really heavily into that phase. Like I might even still be in my scene phase. Honestly, I mean, like look at me. Like I always wear my makeup like dark and heavy. I, want a bunch of piercings and tattoos. I dye my hair all the time. I still wear pretty alternative clothes, so I don't know, like honestly, like I would always consider my fashion like pastel punk. I've been getting kind of into like more of a punkcore, decora, pop, like a decora cyber pop or something. I'm not even sure what to call it. Like just like with my makeup and everything, like I've just been really experimenting with different things and a lot of colors. So I really don't know what to call my fashion anymore, but I have no idea like really what like the whole scene emo question was, because I don't know how to answer that. I just explained way too much, and now this video is 22 minutes long, and I'm gonna cut it down as much as I can. Ask any other questions, I'll answer them either there in the comments below, or you can tell me to put it in a Q&A. I'll make another one. Let me know if there's any other types of videos you'd like to see from me too. But for now, stay epic everybody, bye. First of all, you look absolutely gorgeous today, thank you. And my questions are you into kitten play, or do you just like wearing ears? And what are your top 3 preferences for a career? Okay, so I'm not into kitten play. Like, it's not a lifestyle choice that I made. Like, it's not something I'm into. It is pretty cool, and I wear these ears because I think they're cute, and I wear the collars because I think they're cute, but in a way, there is a part of me that is into kitten play.